All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep today into some really powerful stuff, and it all starts with your thoughts, like how they really shape our reality. We're working with this speech here, and it goes deep on personal transformation.
Yeah, and you know what strikes me is even after achieving major success, the speaker, they get really vulnerable talking about their own battles with self-doubt.
Oh, totally, and that makes it so relatable, right? Everyone's been there. You want to do these big things, but your own thoughts hold you back. And they talk about successful people like ultimate thought warriors. Pretty cool image, huh? Like conquering that mental battlefield.
It is, it is. But it's not just positive thinking. There's real science behind how thoughts create our reality. Literally every thought. It strengthens a neural pathway in your brain. Think of a forest path. The more you walk it, it gets clearer. So those negative thoughts, they make those paths of negativity, well, easy to fall back into.
Okay, so how do we get out of those ruts?
Well, good news is positive thoughts work the same way. Every time you choose them, you're rewiring your brain for success. Literally.
So we're rewiring. The speaker talks about thought audits, right?
Like taking stock, what thoughts are running the show? Are they fear, doubt, or are they possibility, abundance, that kind of thing?
Okay, so that makes sense. But what about those really deep-rooted negative beliefs? Like we're talking the ones you've believed for so long they feel true.
Those are the strongholds, right? The speaker had one, feeling like they weren't smart enough for business success. Held him back for years.
That feeling of not being enough. So relatable. But they say you can't just ignore them or use empty affirmations.
Right, you got to actively replace them with truth. So instead of, I'm not smart enough, they shifted to, intelligence can be developed. And get this, that one shift led to actions that actually made them successful.
So there's the practical side. How do we do that? Replacing the lie with truth.
Starts with awareness, catch those strongholds, then challenge them. Like, is this thought really true? What evidence do I even have for it?
Most of the time, it's just old beliefs, past experiences dictating our present. Right.
Often, yeah. Time for a new script. Find the empowering truth to counter that lie.
So, I'm not good enough becomes.
I am capable and worthy, something like that. Write it down, say it out loud, make it a mantra.
We're literally interrupting those old pathways, creating new ones for success.
The brain's powerful, doesn't always know the difference between real and what we vividly imagine.
Which is where visualization comes in. The speaker talked about spending time each day visualizing success, overcoming obstacles, really living that dream life.
It's like giving your brain a preview, right? Helps it believe it's possible.
But we got to take action too, right? Thinking alone won't get us there.
100%. Thoughts are the foundation, actions build the house, as they say.
Love that. So what kind of actions?
Well, they talked about how action often comes before motivation, which is interesting.
Yeah, like you don't always feel like it, but once you start.
Exactly. Body in motion stays in motion. Even small steps create momentum.
Okay, so small steps towards what exactly?
It goes back to those empowering truths. If you really believed it, how would you act? What would you do? Then take those steps, even if they seem tiny.
So like if my stronghold is I'm not creative, and my new truth is I have creative potential.
Boom. Maybe you take a painting class, start jotting down ideas, even just brainstorm for a few minutes. Anything that aligns with that belief. Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's where having the right people around you matters, I bet. Support system and all that.
Huge. People who believe in you, challenge you, celebrate your wins. And we got to be those people for others too, you know? Lift each other up.
It is a two-way street. So replacing lies, gratitude, action, good people. Anything else crucial from this speech?
Oh, yeah. There's one more big one that often gets missed. Visualization.
Oh, yeah, they talked about that.
The brain is so powerful, it doesn't always know it's real versus vividly imagined. So if we spend time visualizing our goals, the success, overcoming those obstacles.
We've got to pre-programming ourselves, huh?
In a way, yeah. Like a mental dress rehearsal. And the more you do it, the easier it is to hold that vision and feel the emotions of achieving it too.
Powerful stuff. So we've covered a lot. Replacing those lies, gratitude, action, right people, visualization. Anything else super important for our listeners to walk away with?
I think the biggest thing is this is a journey, not a destination. You got to keep practicing, challenging those thoughts, reinforcing the good ones, and taking action. It's like building that mental muscle.
Some days are tougher than others, for sure.
Totally. And that's okay. It's about progress, not perfection, right? Celebrate the wins, big AD, small. Even just catching a negative thought and swapping it out, that's a win.
Adds up over time. And one thing that really stuck with me, they shared this simple practice anyone can do for gratitude.
Ah, yes. Gratitude is huge. Shifts us from what we lack to what we have. Appreciate the good stuff, no matter how small.
They said take a few minutes each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Could be your coffee, birds singing, anything. Just training your brain to look for the good.
Exactly. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. You start seeing the positive more easily, and that changes everything.
Momentum, right? Each grateful thought fuels the next.
Yep. You start living with more appreciation, more contentment, and that can change your whole life.
Speaking of change, we talked about thoughts, gratitude,
Yeah.
but there's action too. What did they say about that?
Yeah, and when it comes to action, they had this point about like action often coming before motivation, which is kind of cool.
Oh, totally. Like you don't always feel like doing the thing, but once you start.
Exactly. It's like that saying, a body in motion stays in motion, right?
Yeah.
So even taking small steps builds that momentum.
Okay, so small steps towards what exactly?
Well, think about those empowering truths again. If you really believe them, how would you act differently? Then just take those steps, even if they feel small.
So, for example, if I'm stuck on, I'm not creative, my new truth is I have creative potential.
Perfect example. Maybe you sign up for that painting class you've been thinking about, or start jotting down any creative ideas that come up, even just brainstorming a few minutes each day, anything to get that creative energy flowing.
I like that. It's about aligning your actions with that new belief.
Exactly. And, that's where having the right people around you can make a huge EGE difference.
It's a good support system for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We all need those people who believe in us, challenge us, and celebrate our wins, And we got to be those people for others, too.
Totally. Lift each other up. So we've got replacing the lies with truth, gratitude, action, surrounding yourself with the right people. Anything else we should highlight from the speech?
Oh, yeah. There's one more big one that often gets missed. Visualization.
Oh, yeah, they talked about that. Powerful stuff.
The brain is so powerful, it doesn't always distinguish between what's real and what we vividly imagine. So if we spend time visualizing those goals, the success, overcoming those obstacles.
We're basically programming our brains for success, right?
Yeah. In a way, yeah, like giving your brain a dress rehearsal for the real deal. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to hold that vision and even feel the emotions of achieving it.
So powerful. Well, we've covered a ton today, from tackling those negative thoughts to gratitude, taking action, surrounding ourselves with good people, and of course, visualization. Any final takeaways for our listeners?
I think the biggest thing is this is a journey, not a destination. It's about consistently practicing, challenging those negative thoughts, reinforcing the good ones, taking action, and building that mental muscle.
Some days are harder than others, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's about progress, not perfection. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small. Even just catching yourself in a negative thought pattern and choosing something empowering instead, that's a win.
It all adds up. Well, folks, we've reached the end of our deep dive on the power of your thoughts. We hope you walk away with some real tools and inspiration to start winning that war in your mind.
It all starts with those thoughts, folks.
Yeah.
Remember, you have the power to shape your reality.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.